The Department of Trade, Investment Promotion and Consumer Affairs has had an exciting year in 2015 with the launch of their Business of the Month initiative designed to fuel the entrepreneurial spirit. I'm your host for this program, GIS Information Officer Nadia James Harris, and joining me is Director for the Department of Trade, Investment Promotion and Consumer Affairs, Mrs. Keria Christopher, to share on a very special event being held later this month. Mrs. Christopher, welcome to our program.
Thank you, Ms. Harris. Of course, I'm happy to be here.
During 2015, 10 businesses were featured as part of your Business of the Month campaign, and now they are vying for a coveted title. Can you tell us more about this title and what it means for the BVI business community and even your department as the Department of Trade, Investment Promotion and Consumer Affairs?
That's a mouthful.
I know it is.
But it kind of really brings us close to the name change and what the focus is for the Department of Trade from since last year, really. So we're very happy that the Premier and Cabinet has approved our name change. And we want to focus a little bit on investment promotion, and we felt that if we basically comfort our people in the BVI to know that it's important to invest in local businesses, then they'll be ready for the next step. So we have taken a considerable amount of effort and funds to invest in our local businesses because we know that small businesses, if they're doing very well, the economy will do well. And so therefore, the Business of the Year really is a combination of all of our efforts from last year. And so the covenant prize of Business of the Year, as I understand it, is the first ever for the government of the Virgin Islands to endorse this business. A very comfortable amount of cash prizes that are available. And I think more importantly for the business, the immense popularity that will come out of all of this and the immense advertisement that they will see, and we believe a higher level of respect for small businesses throughout the territory.
Mrs. Christopher, we have the Business of the Year event that is going to unfold. Tell us what is going to happen at this event.
I'm not certain if you're familiar or if the public is familiar. I'm sure they are with the Shark Tank team, but we wanted it to be not so much of a ceremonial type of ceremony, but we really wanted to have these 10 businesses really work for their money. So they have to kind of go out of their comfort zone a little bit. It's important for all of our businesses, those 10 included, to understand that the BVI is only about a micro spot on the map. And so if we are ready for a stage of this capacity, we believe that we are ready for the world. So in essence, each of the businesses will be given 2 minutes only to speak to a panel of judges and a live audience about why they should be the Business of the Year. Obviously, this should not be a stretch for them because they have known for the last 10, 11, 12 months that this is a combination to what we're trying to do. So they get a chance to showcase on live television in front of a live audience, in front of some esteemed judges, and of course the BVI community, why they should have that covenant topic. So the judges will give them instantaneous feedback. Some may not be so great, but I'm sure it'll be a wonderful experience for everybody else. And we don't want them to get scared, but we really want them to understand that this is not, I heighten to say, this is not a Queen show where people can sit back and laugh and joke. This is serious business. We want them to all be on top of their A game and really put their best foot forward for this.
No pressure, you say?
Tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit. So we have Business of the Year. Are there any titles, any other titles that are going to be that they will be vying for?
Yes. Well, the Honorable Premier, we like to call that this is his baby. He gave me some words and he said, make it happen. So based on our conversation that we had last year, we came up with this Business of the Month initiative. But he wanted to unfold the business community in a creative way. And he also have a very keen interest on innovation. And so between those 10 businesses, on top of having the Business of the Year, an additional title will be the Innovative Business of the Year. But we understand, though, that some of the existing businesses that are vying for this title would be things that are service-based. And that is not a deterrent at all. That 2 minutes is your opportunity to sell in the most creative way and make the audience say, wow, I never understood that. And really kind of flourish your creative juices. So we think it's important to be innovative. In 2016, you can't afford not to be innovative. So we put a lot of emphasis on innovation, creativity, and so that's an additional prize, obviously, that would be something that I think everybody would want to get as well.
And there's also another title that we're speaking about in terms of popularity
Yeah.
and those different businesses. Tell us about that one.
We were struggling with the venue because there had to be a cross breed or comfortable breed between the public, because it is a BVI thing. We want the BVI to take part in this, but it's also important for our department to ensure that the audience has the right business persons that can invest in these 10 businesses. It needs to be where each of those businesses walk out of that venue and have forged a bigger relationship with somebody else who may not have known them. So we've decided to have it at the college where we can hold a bigger mass of people. So within that group, there will be the People's Choice Award. And so the live audience, including your people, including our people, or BVI audience, gets a chance to decide in their mind who will be the People's Choice Award. And it's just based on the combination of all of the things that they have seen on that evening. We don't want it to be who has the most friends in the audience. It really needs to be, if I were a judge, really who might I want to be that Covenant Prize of Business of the Year. So we wanted to make sure that the general public had a chance to kind of be a part of this historic event.
Mrs. Christopher, we've been talking about the businesses. Let's recap our Business of the Month winners during 2015. 10 Business of the Month winners, but there can only be one 2015 Business of the Year. Applauded for their outstanding customer service, provision of unique products, and diligent community involvement, these businesses in the territory were recognized during the Business of the Month campaign, spearheaded by the Department of Trade, Investment Promotion, and Consumer Affairs. F&M Halal Outlet.
Halal is an Arabic word which means permissible. What happened is that when we get the chickens or we get the turkey, before we take its life, we ask God's permission to take its life. That's why it's called halal. As Muslims, we have to have all of our meats halal. So we open up from the chicken and the turkeys and the ducks and all the other meats that we consume as consumers. We open up ourselves to producing halal products, not just the chicken only. But the chicken is the main thing because that's where we started.
Akia Bruli Designs.
Akia Bruli Designs is a company that is just me. It represents me directly. Graphic design is utilizing all these different things like photography, typography, illustrations, and using it as a problem-solving technique to communicate information to a specific audience or for a specific individual.
Green Crete BVI.
Green Crete BVI is a concrete and recycled glass product business that was started 2 years ago on Virgin Gorda, and I would say my work is very unique as I create one-of-a-kind products using a concrete, recycled glass bottles, conch shells, and wilk shells. My products are based for consumers like households and tourists as well.
P3 Paper Plastic Products.
P3 Paper Plastic Products is a retail and wholesale company. We sell everything to do with packaging, paper, plastic, and products. We sell anything to do with wholesale, chemicals, cleaning agents, anything you use to wrap, carry, or put food in. We supply it to bars, hotels, restaurants, anything with food service, we handle.
And The Rock Cafe and Sam's Piano Bar.
You really cannot find a group of establishments like this anywhere else in the British Virgin Islands. We have something for everyone. If you want casual dining, we have that. We also have fine dining. I mean, you really can't get the type of food anywhere else in the BVI as well, so that sets us apart from the rest.
There will be lots of prizes and surprises. We invite you to come and show your support and vote for the People's Choice Award. Join us on February 29th at the Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium at the H. Lavity Stout Community College at 6 p.m. when we announce the Territory's 2015 Business of the Year, Most Innovative Business of the Year, and the People's Choice Award. The countdown is on, and it's a Shark Tank, BVI style. Mrs. Christopher, Was there anything that stood out about the various winners over the year and their businesses?
Well, we are really pleased that every single business has reported back to the department that their profits have skyrocketed. So we like to think that the Department of Trade, Investment, Promotion, and Consumer Affairs is responsible for that. Because of the immense popularity of that program, we have people now banging on our doors. When is the next business of the month? When is the next business of the month? We like to think that the advertisement that is paramount to any business, and we know that's a very expensive venture, that we provide for each of the businesses of the month free of charge for that entire month, has helped them to propel their business to the next level. We also like to think that because you're now in the spotlight, it forces that business to always be on their guard. It forces that business to say, well, I have been endorsed by the government for that month. I need to keep my professional services up, my customer service, my products, my services. And so it gives each of those businesses that extra urge to be the best that they can be. So we're very, very happy with all of the positives that have come out of, derived out of the Business of the Month campaign. I really can't tell you that has been a negative for us, except that we, of course, are limited with funds, so we can't give everybody a Business of the Month, and a Business of the Month is only for that 1 month. So it is open for everybody. We had said that from last year, and any small or medium-sized business, not everybody, will be able to participate. So we hope that the Premier endorses it more, and we'll see real duplication of our efforts for this year as well.
And in terms of endorsement by the Trade, Investment, Promotion, and Consumer Affairs Department, let's hear what our next set of winners, what they had to say about the support that they received. 10 Business of the Month winners, but there can only be one 2015 Business of the Year. Applauded for their outstanding customer service, provision of unique products, and diligent community involvement, these businesses in the territory were recognized during the Business of the Month campaign, spearheaded by the Department of Trade, Investment, Promotion, and Consumer Affairs. Mia Moore Jewelers.
Mia Moore started as a result of my Columbia was shut down when that happened 3 years ago, April. And my customers were saying what were they going to do and where were they going to get jewelry for their anniversaries and their birthdays, and who's going to fix things for them that I had sold to them. And I wasn't thinking about opening my own business. I was thinking, where am I going to get a job? And that was my inspiration.
Truffle Designs.
I started Truffle in 2008. The company is actually named after my late grandmother, Ruth Clover Anthony. So Truffle is French for clover. And I wanted to pretty much, as a third generation seamstress, because my mom sewed, my grandmother sewed, I wanted to bring my own flair to things. I wanted to really just bring my own company into existence. So where you had my grandmother and my mother sewing, I wanted to actually take the sewing on another level and actually have my own labels in my design.
Soleil Day Spa.
Soleil Spa was established in 1995, so the business has been here for 20 years, and we believe we are one of the oldest spas in the territory. And we house 4 well-appointed treatment rooms. We have a separate manicure and pedicure area. We have a relaxation lounge for people to sit and have a cup of coffee or tea before or after their treatments. We encourage that because we want them to keep the relaxation with them after their treatment.
And Pearls VI.
Pearls VI started off in 2011. I actually started in Crafts Alive, working with my aunt. I wanted to add a little bit of my personal touch to her business to make it more handmade and handcrafted. So that's when my journey started, to find people who handmade items in the BVI that can sell and people would love to buy. So I started off, I love making jewelry. I started off making jewelry for the shop, not necessarily pearls, but anything that I can put my hands on. But after a while, I realized that it's an expensive hobby to have and that I would have to go into one certain medium, so I picked pearls. You can always have the single strand pearls, you can have different colored pearls, so you can make all kinds of different designs as well as still have like the high class look that people are looking for.
And Bella Blooms.
Well, Bella Blooms is a floral shop. We do events such as weddings, birthday parties, and of course your everyday gift floral arrangements. I chose the floral industry because I have a love for flowers and events, and I just thought it was a great industry to be in.
There will be lots of prizes and surprises. We invite you to come and show your support and vote for the People's Choice Award. Join us on February 29th at the Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium at the H. Lavity Stout Community College at 6 p.m. when we announce the Territory's 2015 Business of the Year, Most Innovative Business of the Year, and the People's Choice Award. The countdown is on, and it's a Shark Tank, BVI style. We've spoken about the Business of the Year event, the contestants, what is going to happen. What is at stake for them? What do they really have when you get that Business of the Year title, when you get that Most Innovative Business of the Year title? What is at stake?
Well, you get, as we said before, tons of advertisement. And that we know is a driving force from any business's success or not success. And of course, there's cash. However, there's not cash just to go and buy the next Gucci bag or Prada shoes. We expect that we have trained these businesses to invest back in their business. So the winning business for Business of the Year gets cash of $7,500, and the innovative, that additional title of the most innovative business gets an additional $1,500. It's important to also note that each of the businesses of the month, in addition to all of the commercials and the advertisement and all of the play that they've received, they've also all received $1,500 for the month that they have won. And Ms. Harris, we want to make sure that we say, being one of the former Sister Island coordinators, I am an advocate for BVI. And so we put a lot of effort into ensuring that we try to cover a business of the month for as much as the Sister Islands as we can come. Obviously, you would have to come in and say you're interested in it, but we're pleased to have someone from Antigua and a couple from Virgin Gorda. Of course, the majority would be from Tortola, but it's important to know that the Business of the Month, Business of the Year, speaks to an entire British Virgin Islands. So they get, we hope, well, we know, when this happens, of course, there will be a huge billboard with their nice face on it, a wonderful trophy. I mean, all of the niceties that would say, wow, it was worth all of the stress and the trial that I stayed up every night trying to be on my own, because everybody wants to be their own boss. So we believe that this will really be an insightful something for somebody else who's watching out there and say, well, if they can do it, I wonder what I can do. So on top of really promoting these businesses, we really want to kind of get the creative juices of all of us started so that we can all have our own businesses and continue to fuel that entrepreneurial spirit within the British Virgin Islands.
For our audience who would be listening or even watching this program, what are the criteria? What are some of the criteria that the candidates have to fulfill in order to vie for that title?
Well, we believe that if you are a business in the Virgin Islands British, you have to be able to be a business person in terms of paying your taxes and all of that stuff. Similar to church, you pay your tithes. And as a Department of Trade, your trade license must be valid. That's one thing. And people take it for granted that that's something that they don't do often. And so we have put some things in place to ensure that people pay their trade licenses now. There must be a certificate of good standing. So it means that that person only is not paying they must pay their trade licenses, but their social security must be up to date, their taxes from inland revenue must be up to date. And a great portion of what we look at also is their philanthropic duty, giving back to the community. As small as your company or your business is, it's important to understand that you must give back so that others can grow. And so we expect that person to kind of lay up to us, even if it is just giving $500 for the year to a school or giving of their services to some effort. That's an important part of us, for us to understand that we are giving back to the business community, and in turn we expect the business community to give back to the community in general. So we look for those kind of things, and of course we expect, because of this, what we're going to call it, an international stage now, because once something is on the internet, it's going to go everywhere.
That is true.
They're able to be fluent. They can speak the Queen's English, and we know that persons will be nervous, and we at the Department of Trade are putting a lot of things in place to train these folks. And so we want the public to understand that this is not a show that you can come and cock back and laugh and joke. You should be able to laugh because you're amused by something, but not that these persons won't be fully prepared to prove to the BVI why they should have this really important covenant title here.
I'm really glad that you mentioned the public being able to support the event.
Yes.
Is it free, and where, when, time? Give us some more information about that.
Yes, it is free. It is something this big. We thought it was important to not limit the audience. So it is free. It is at the HLSCC Community College, the Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium. It's going to be on Monday, 29th of February, 2016 at 6 p.m. So we're basically asking folks to go to work, get a quick bite to eat, and come straight to the college and support the persons that, you know, who you're cheering for, or just come with an open mind and see really what they have to offer. So it's open for all to come. We have a awesome program in store. It's not a ceremony.
It's a program.
It's a program. So you will be entertained and you'll be enlightened. That much I can guarantee.
Mrs. Christopher, thank you so much for having joined us on this program and talking about the Business of the Year event. As we prepare to wrap up, do you have any final closing thoughts for our listeners?
Well, we are so very grateful to the government of the Virgin Islands for really supporting the Department of Trade, Investment Promotion and Consumer Affairs. I cannot say that I have not been given really overwhelming support in all of the initiatives that we're taking forward. Our goal at the Department of Trade is to always step it up to the next level. And so we try to get our service in a better way. We try to make sure that the processes of trade license are quicker and easier. So we encourage folks to come and tell us what we can do better. And we always want to make sure we take things to the next level. So starting from our name change and evolving to a lot of different things, we just want to publicly thank the public out there because we are a service-oriented department for all of the patience with us as we go through our growing pains. And I really want to thank the Honorable Premier for really putting everything that I have asked for right out there and supporting the department in every way possible.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
It's the Business of the Year, spearheaded by the Department of Trade, Investment Promotion and Consumer Affairs on February 29th at the Eileen L. Parsons Auditorium at 6 p.m. For the Department of Information and Public Relations and the Premier's Office, I've been your host, GIS Information Officer Nadia James Harris, and my guest on this program has been the Director of Trade, Investment Promotion and Consumer Affairs, Mrs. Caria Christopher. It's been a pleasure having you with us. To keep up with the latest events and get your official government news, visit the government website at bvi.gov.vg or follow us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter at BVI Government.